Hello, everybody. J Hell Vince here. I'm trying to. Okay, that's. I guess that's the best we're gonna get. Well, today was the last week of NFL football, and of course, I'm a Cowboys fan, and it was a little disappointing. It was very disappointing. Um, it should. I'm gonna be honest. Cowboys needed that win. Interesting. Hold on, my YouTube thing didn't pop up. Yeah, it was a kind of a disappointment. Um, yeah, it was kind of a disappointment that Cowboys didn't win. In my opinion, I feel like we needed to win this game um, because now we're gonna go into the playoffs. Facing the one quarterback who is undefeated against the Cowboys. He's beaten them every time, and now we have to go and face him. Hold on, let me listen how I sound. Hold on. My bad. Just checking to see how I sound. Cowboys didn't win. In my opinion, I feel like we needed to win this game um, because now, yeah, I think the Cowboys needed to win this game to get the momentum going into playoffs. Um, and divisional games are always very tough. Um, and it's to go and face him. It's hard. Division games are always harder. Listen how I sound. I'm trying to listen. My bad. Just checking to see how I sound. Hmm. Oh, it's my desktop. Okay. Cowboys didn't win. Um, in my opinion, I feel like okay, we should be good now. I need to get better internet. This is terrible. Okay, is it muted? Um, oh, there we go. And you know, divisional games are always very tough. Yeah, like I said, divisional games are very tough. And I feel bad because we were playing a third string quarterback. Um, but we had the chance to win the NFC East, which we didn't, and it's a drag. But my biggest thing is we do good in the regular season, but when it comes to the postseason, we got to start, you know, being better. Like we last year we lost because of terrible play calling and Dak running the ball with only 15 or I think 20 seconds. You know, so it needed to get they need to get better, but they need to win in the postseason to. I don't care about the regular season now. The regular season's over with, but you need to win in the postseason to be, oh, this team is actually not bad, but we're bad if you can't win. So they, I don't know, the way they played today is not good at all. It was terrible, terrible, terrible. Um, yeah, like 6 points, and you had all our starters out there. Like there was so many incomplete passes. There was drop balls. There was interceptions. There was like the only person Dak was able to throw to was Dalton Schultz, and you can't win by throwing to one person. The receivers need to get open. Uh, and I understand we had two mess ups on special teams. That fluked punt that they came down and did one pass for a touchdown, literally right after one or two passes. And then you have Turpin's uh, misreading of the punt that gave the ball right to Washington. So like it literally bounced off his face into the Washington Commanders defender's arms. It's it's stuff like that we got to eliminate. I understand our defense is struggling. Um, they're struggling ever since Brown went down, but we have to play better. Um, that's all I gotta say is that this is not a team, especially since we gotta play Tom Brady next weekend. This is not a team that if you play like that, you are not gonna win. You, last time you scored this many points was against Tom Brady in Week 1. I think you did less than you did against Tom Brady. Let me check this out. Let me look at it. Hold on. Let's see. Schedule. Team schedule. Let's go to Cowboys. Yeah, let's see. We're about to see. Already accepted. Alright. Okay. So it's 3 points more than what we scored against Tampa in Week 1. Let me make this smaller. Hold on. So we got 3 points against Tampa, right? And Tampa wasn't even good this week, right? Now Tampa is getting their stuff together. They've been getting their stuff together since a few weeks ago. And then we go do this. We beat the Bengals. We beat New York. See, this is what I don't get: is we beat Washington with Cooper Rush. And I understand we had our defense to where they only got 10. This is literally, let's see, this is literally the reverse of almost last time we played them. Except they got more points than we did, and they got points less. We got points less than they did. So we should have beaten them. We should have put Cooper Rush in, and we probably would have won. Um, why we went into the fourth quarter starting all our starters after being down 2 touchdowns, just mind-boggling. We should have sat them down and rested them because clearly they weren't clicking today, and Philly was dominating New York all week, all day. Plus, San Francisco was winning, so they should have got the call. Said, okay, this team's winning, this team's winning. We're not going to get the NFC number one seed. Sit the starters, then it'd be okay. But like this team is what today looked like. Okay, remember that. This is what this team looks like right today. If we want to win, this or this team is the team we need to be in the playoffs. Not you can go if you can do this to a team who's the number 3 seed. You should be able to do this to any other team. We should have beaten Green Bay. See, look, Indianapolis Colts. We struggled in the beginning and then dominated. Here, this is the team we need to be. One that wins 54-19. This is the team we need to be in the playoffs. Not, let's see, not this team who loses to the Jacksonville Jags, who are in the playoffs. So what happens if miraculously Cowboys and Jags go to the Super Bowl, which I doubt that'll happen. They've already beaten us once. We don't need to be this team. We need to be this team. We need to be this team. We need to be this team. This is the team that we need to be. We do not need to be this, because tonight, this team right here, if they beat Detroit, they are in. And do you really want to risk having to face this quarterback and this quarterback? Do you really want to be that team? No. So you know what that means? Play better. I understand winning's hard. Winning is super hard. But then you gotta think about it. Do you really want to face the Seattle Seahawks with how they play? No, you do not. So we need to be this team right here in the playoffs. But to do that, we need to play better, have better connections, all of that. The way we played today was outright disgraceful. But in my opinion, I don't know why the Washington Commanders started their starters, because now they just uh, went up, I think, 3 spots. Let's see. Let's go to Google. Hold on. Google. Oh, what? What is the NFL draft order? Okay. Nope. Whatever. I can go off of. Alright. So this is 38 minutes ago. Alright. So I see. So Washington was 16th, right? Now they're going to move down. So they're going to move down a couple spots. Because they won today, which, Texans, they had the number one overall pick, but they won today. So now they have the second pick. So they just cost themselves a quarterback, which they needed. But my thing is, we needed to show the world what we could do. And they might have just showed that what they're going to do is lose to Tampa if they don't freaking play better than they did today. Which I give the Cowboys credit. If you look at it, they play down to their teams, and they also play up to their teams. They play down, they play up, they play down. Definitely play down. Play up, play up. So if you think about it, let's see. All the teams that are in the playoffs right now. See how many wins we have. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I know. 2, 3, 4, 5. We've beaten 5 teams that are in the playoffs, and 3 of them are division, or 2 of them are division opponents. So that's already 3. So technically, we've only beaten 3 teams that are in the playoffs. So this preseason, don't worry about that. Yes, I understood our backups won against their backups, but Geno Smith wasn't playing. But all I know is they have to play better than they did tonight. If they want to ever decide they ever want to go farther, and until they do, no one's going to have confidence, especially if they play like this. Like, you playing like this on the last game of the season, not knowing what the Eagles game was or the 49ers game was. You had to play to win for that number 1 seed and the NFC East title. But you blew it. You showed up in the cold and didn't know what to do. You beat Washington, the backup quarterback, and you dominated them when they were at home, but you couldn't win. And there's the reason why having home field advantage would have been so important. Because think about it, if we beat Tampa Bay, as blue, if we beat Tampa, who do we play next? We play Philly in Philly. Doesn't matter who the outcome is. We will always automatically play Philly no matter who wins what game, when, where, why, and how. We will face Philly if we beat Tampa. So now we have to go to Philadelphia with Jalen Hurts. You think they'll win? Not if they played like they did today. And people will be out there saying, "Oh, you're not a Cowboy fan. You're not a Cowboy fan." Well, yes, I am. If you're not pissed off on how today's game went, then you're not a Cowboy fan. You should be pissed off because Kellen Moore's play calling was terrible today. I don't know what he was doing, what he was calling, what routes he was doing. I've never seen this team be this dysfunctional in forever. But we need to get past it. And we need to say, okay, Tom, we're, we're coming to play. But you say, oh man, we have all our offensive starters and we only got 6 points against a third string quarterback and a team that's not even in playoffs. What does that say for you? You know, and it hurts me. 27 years since '96, we have gone through this over and over and over. Where if we win one game, we lose divisional game. We haven't been to the NFC Conference title game since '96. And don't get me wrong, if we go look at, let's pull that up. Let's go look. Let's go see what the '92. I know Tampa wasn't in there, and neither was Green Bay. They weren't in the playoffs in '92. Let's see. 1992 NFL playoffs. It's been a while since the 49ers, Cowboys, and Bills have all been in the playoffs. All right, let's look at the bracket. Okay. Philly. Okay. They're still in it. Minnesota or Washington. They're in it. Or Washington's not in it. So you can replace this with New York, and you can replace this with uh, who is it? You can replace this with Tampa. Sorry, spaced out there. But this is also 4, 5, 6. It's only 6 playoff bracket, so add an extra one. So you got New Orleans, Tampa instead of New Orleans, and you got New York instead of hmm. Let's see. Let's see what this bracket looks like. Sorry, it's just a guy trying to pop my neck. Let's. All right, let's look at this. We're gonna. All right, let's try this. All right. All right, here we go. So let's move this over so you see the bracket. All right. So the NFC, you got Tampa instead of New Orleans, and the Cowboys. Right? The 5 and the 4 seed. Then the 6 seed, you got New York instead of Washington. And you got Minnesota in the 3 seed again. And this one, you have, since there's no bye week for 2, oh, I'm sorry, huh? So yeah, so this Philly is us, and then instead of New Orleans is Tampa. Philadelphia has instead of Dallas having the number 1 seed, or the number 2 seed, Eagles have it, right? San Francisco is playing in the wild card versus Seattle right now. I hope it's Seattle State, but I don't want Green Bay. But if Green Bay loses, they got to face Seattle, or they have to face San Francisco, and Green Bay doesn't want to do that because they haven't beaten them in a long time. All right. So now you go to this game. So don't matter if who wins. If we win, we face Philly. So it'll be a repeat here. All right. And then whoever wins out of this will face this. Whoever wins out of this team. So it'll probably be Minnesota, San Francisco. Probably be those two. I don't think New York will beat Minnesota. So it's gonna be 2 of these games. So we got to face Tampa and then Philly and then possibly the 49ers. Just if we want to get to this bracket right here. You see what I'm saying? So let's check the AFC. Okay. Buffalo was in it. Okay, right there. Kansas City was in it. But they lost. The Chargers were in it. So it's almost identical to the 91, but the problem is these guys have to play better against these guys than they did Washington today, which is terrible. Terrible. You know? But I would say, if Cowboys can play a better game than they did today, because they go through this bracket playing like amazing football, like no interceptions, forced fumbles, keep getting the ball, blocking punts, blocking field goals. We can make it to this bracket right here, the NFC title game, or even this. But think how ironic it would be if it comes down. Let's see, what was the Buffalo and Miami? Oh, oops. Oh, Miami was in it too. I didn't even notice that. But they can't do that but there's Buffalo and Kansas City, right? Because that's probably what it's going to be, is Buffalo and Kansas City here. And it came down to the Cowboys 49ers here. And then it came down to a Cowboys Bills Super Bowl. How ironic would that be? That would be ironic. But like I said, I'm not getting my hopes up. They need to play a lot better than they did today if they want to go anywhere. Mike McCarthy, you might want to get involved and say, hey, I don't like that play call. Let's do this. Or let's do that. Because if you think about it, all these coaches that are in the playoffs, the coach gets involved and help him with play calling. So I would say get your stuff together and help win. If not, you're going to be one and done again. And I don't think you want that. And I love, man, I'm telling you, I'm a diehard Cowboys fan. I got autographed memorabilia. I got a Deion Sanders helmet signed. I got a Michael Irvin picture signed. There's only 88 of those.